All right, Shalom. I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Shema, Shah, Shema, Kakodash. Double honor to the apostle of this great millstone. Shalom to the Akim to push the word in sincerity and in truth. Yeah, I just want to do this lesson on just the importance of adaptation. Staying in the spirit of the flock. Making necessary changes in your life. That hold strong to your growth. That hold you back, that disable you rather than enable you. Like I said, making adjustments. And that's why I kind of chose this term, through the spirit. I had it in my phone. And me and a brother, I think we did something on this a little while back. It was a minute ago. Me and a brother did a lesson on, I think it was adapting, or like making certain adjustments, but it ended up cutting out. So I kind of want to rehash, go into this, because I think it's very spiritual, man. It's certain guys that, they'll come into this truth and they can't adapt. They can't make necessary adjustments. They, like the apostles always say, they kind of get shiftless. Not like you got gears. You got park, reverse, neutral, and drive. If you can't shift, you're going to stay in park, you're going to stay in reverse, you're going to stay in neutral, or you're going to stay in drive. And any of those are dangerous, just to stay in one shifting, because there's times where you have to make adjustments to go in reverse. It's times where you have to go forward, stop, So the point I'm making, like I said, is to take heed, of course, in your churches and your camp. Listen to what the Spirit got to say. Because sometimes you might think you're walking on the path and you might be slipping. We all slip. Scriptures speak about that, how a righteous man falleth 7 times, but he getteth up again. But the key is to get up and make the necessary changes that will improve your growth, all right, rather than being stubborn. Scriptures speak about how Jake is hard-headed, like it says, as an adamant harder than flint. So Jake will have that mentality where they get headstrong. Said a child left to himself shall be willful. You get headstrong, and then when the Spirit make a move on brothers having to, make some transitions or adjustments in their life, and a lot of times, Jake be seeking that comfort, man. This isn't fucking, the Baja Beach or whatever the hell that shit called. This ain't overseas beaches. This is war. You watch these different movies pertaining to warfare. You see that, these individuals get deployed in all kind of terrains that's murky and sticky and gritty. Raining. It's all kind of foreign bugs in in these different lands where these individuals will go. They got their sleep patterns get transitioned. They might have to sleep on the go. They might not get as much sleep as they usually do. Pretty much have to go through sleep deprivation. Depending on the type of battle that they have to go through. Full scale conflicts. They have to keep themselves wired tight, keep their minds and their faculties together. Deal with losses of major players on their team, because that happens in war too. Certain individuals that play the key role in your battalion or your squad or your unit, whatever you want to call it. Some of those guys end up getting knocked down. So now everybody else has to make a move. They have to make adjustments. And adjusting is adapting. They pretty much go hand in hand. That's why I keep using that word, which, hey, I got this definition. So it says, under adapt, to make something suitable for a new use or purpose. Modify. Yeah, this truth is about making necessary modifications. All right. Spirit gonna have it where we do our lessons in our pistols. We go to the highways and byways, but the scripture says, excuse me, my phone just dropped. Yeah, but the scripture says that they're coming for time that no man shall work. So even this work, we're gonna have to make adjustments even in this work. Scripture speak about how the Lord is going to, have a famine of the word. What if you were a brother and you're not used to certain things? Because the time of Jacob's trouble is going to be a very severe time. It's going to be something that we're not used to. So we have to always keep our minds malleable and willing to adjust with the spirit of what the Lord has, got going on. Some brothers are going to be beheaded. Some brothers' faith is going to be tested. That's why you have to be battle ready, which we're all working towards that through our thoughts and through our actions and through deeds, to get our spirits and our minds prepared, but it's still going to be more difficult things that's going to test our resolve and test our judgment skills, which we were talking about decision making, at camp the other day. And decision is judgment. All right. Judgment calls. You have to make you got good judgment calls and you got bad judgment calls, and you got certain guys that don't make the best judgment calls, man. I know brothers that have been around brothers. You leave the decision up to certain jakes for certain stuff. You be like, oh, man, this guy ain't got no type of, he don't have a good sense of judgment, and that could be fixed, so to speak. That can be, like it says, modified, but you have to listen. That's what the humility, because none of these things will work if you're not humble. You can't adjust and you can't adapt if you're not humble, because if you're proud and you're high-minded and you think you got it when you don't got it, you ain't doing nothing but deceiving yourself. But it says alter a text to make it suitable for filming, broadcasting, or the stage. Let me get the word adapt, which is aptus, fit, add, aptere, adaptere, which is to fit. So that leads me to the scripture. Get that real fast. Bear with me. I know what it says. It says fit for the master's use. I could just type in master. But you want to be fit for the master's use, which the master represents Yahweh Shai. You want to fit in this thing, man. You don't want to be a misfit, because you got certain guys. That's why they get cast out. They were misfits. They was around, and they started doing their own thing, moving out for their own merits, not moving in order. And your actions show. You see certain jakes, you just take a note. And after a while, you should, because everything moves in a pattern. Man creates patterns. So to catch certain spirits that be on certain jakes, just look at it. All you gotta do is look at the fruits. Their patterns. Do they be bucking up with counsel? Do they listen? Do they listen well? Do they move on their own accord? Do they take counsel? Do they take advice? Do they ask questions before making certain calls? Because this is something that we're all not used to. Okay. So that's why the scriptures tell us to do nothing without advice. I can't find it. I definitely wanted to get that. But the scripture says, to be fit for the master's use. We got to be on point in this thing, man. It's a lot of things. It's coming down the pipeline. Certain things that we've never even seen take place, or we're not going to, or I say we're not used to, and in the spirit, we're just going to have to make adjustments accordingly, And I was thinking about even that term, adaptogen. Let's see. When you look up an adaptogen, which comes predominantly from mushrooms and stuff like that, it has it where you can deal with stress. All right, adaptogens are very good for stress management. It pretty much lowers your stress responses and your stress receptors, and it has it where you can actually think clearly. Mushrooms are very good for mental clarity. Because like I said, they're known as adaptogens. And when you look up to them, when you get into a little bit more into adapter. They have very good benefits. Adaptogens are herbs that support the body's ability to deal with stress, whether that stress is from anxiety, fatigue, trauma, infection, etc. They are used to strengthen the immune system and increase overall vitality. Yeah, so we want to keep ourselves vital in this thing. Your vitality, that's the life. That's the driving force of all of us. You got certain men that lose their vitality in this thing, their spiritual vitality. And then they start bucking up, then they start blaming it, blaming every goddamn body rather than taking necessary steps. And it first starts with a self-acknowledgement. So that's why the scripture says, examine thyself, whether thou be in the faith. Know ye not your own selves, how Yahushua Mashiach dwelleth within you, lest ye be reprobates. So this is Colossians 2:7. It says, rooted. Matter of fact, I'll start at 6. As ye have therefore received Yahushua Mashiach the Lord, so walk ye in him. Verse 7. Rooted and built up in him, and established in the faith, as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. Verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Yahushua. But the main point I was going to, rooted and built, establishing yourself upon the principles which the scriptures speak about, even the apostles' doctrine, which that's the ancient doctrine that was given to the apostles from Yahushua, the teachings. They said that they stood in the apostles' doctrine. So we have elders and we have apostles and leaders that teach that same doctrine that was of old, and not only do we teach it, we have to rehearse it and exercise it. The scripture says in Judges 5:11 that there shall they rehearse the righteous acts. They that are delivered from the noise of the archer, in the place of drawing water. That's here in America, because it tells you in the book of Joshua how we were drawers of water and we were hewers of wood, which that represents strict labor. So in the land of drawing water, that's here. It says we're gonna rehearse the righteous acts. We're gonna do the works. All right. Like I said, even with going back to the point of adapting, because there's certain stuff where the spirit, takes precedent, over certain things. And you got to listen, record, reflect, make yourself, another word is being easily manageable. Like Bruce Lee spoke about to be like water. All right, water is the most, it's a fluid. So it can flow through, it could flow, like I said, it could crash. It could be a strike. It could be like a weapon. It could be soothing. Water takes so many different shapes and it's so beneficial in so many different aspects. Water is, like I said, going back to vitality, it's the driving force. So it just tapping more into our inner Yahushua. Scriptures speak about how this is the word of living waters, and Yahushua is those living waters. So that's all I want to speak on. Just staying on point for us brothers, some stuff on character development, keeping our character sound, keeping our mind whole, to the best of our ability, so them spirits don't creep in, because Satan is on the prowl. Scripture says to be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil looketh about to whom he may devour. So with that, I'm going to end it by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, by Shem Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostle and elders, great millstone, Shalom Akim.